In this video, I'm going to show you why and how this really boring photo of a few pine cones and a very blurry background has saved an image of a dog for me. Welcome to this week's editing toolbox. I'm Craig from Unleashed Education, and in these weekly videos that come out every Friday, Charlotte or I take turns each to show you a quick tip, trick or technique that we hope will make your life a little bit easier when it comes to Lightroom and Photoshop and your editing. Today I'm going to be talking about blank plates and why you should shoot them on your sessions. So we're looking at this blank image right now. There is no dog here, obviously, but this image is going to really save my life when it comes to editing this one. Now, when you're working with dogs on leashes and their owners or handlers are quite close to them, editing this person out is going to be really challenging. Potentially, you might have another frame that you could pull some trees from. Potentially you could take the left hand side of the frame and mirror it here, but mirroring always looks a little bit weird, and you can kind of tell that it's been done, and your eye gets kind of distracted by patterns, and it becomes a game of spot the difference rather than a photo where you're looking at a dog. And you know, this is an adoption image as well for a greyhound adoption charity, and obviously, I want the dog to be the center of attention and the focus of this image. So, what you can do at your sessions to help you in these situations is get into the practice and the habit of shooting a blank frame. So what you really want to do is get the shot of the dog looking awesome with a great expression, make sure that you've nailed your technicals and it's in focus, and then ask the handler or the owner to remove themselves from the scene and come and stand behind you with the dog. Tell them that you're going to take some empty photos that's going to help you with your editing, and make sure that you take a shot like this. Don't change your focus. So if you're shooting back button focus, take your finger off the back button. If you're shooting with your focus on your shutter button, then switch your lens to manual focus, just so that you can make sure that the plane of focus doesn't change, and that when you come to merge it, it's going to be very easy to do that. And now let me show you how to actually get the end result in Photoshop. So we're going to take both of the images from Lightroom, selecting both images by holding down Shift. We're going to right click, and we are going to edit in and open as layers in Photoshop. So now we have both images as layers here in Photoshop. The first thing that we need to do is, if the dog is on the top layer, we want to move them to the bottom. We're going to auto align this image, and what happens when you auto align is Photoshop will use the bottom layer as the basis of what needs to be aligned, and it will distort the top layer to fit the bottom layer. And obviously we don't want to distort the dog, so we put the empty layer at the top, then we hold down Shift and click on both layers again, and we come up to Edit and head down to Auto Align Layers. And I always just leave this on auto and just press OK. There we go. So now it has distorted that frame at the top to fit the scene down below. And at this point, I normally put the dog back at the top. And now we can make a mask. So it's nice and simple. Click on the layer, make a mask, grab our brush tool with B as our shortcut. And we have a white mask here. So we need a black brush, nice soft edges. And then it's as easy as just painting away the owner. Get as close to the dog as we can, zoom in, just adjust our brush and get rid of all of that too. It makes just removing all of these extra elements that we don't want so much easier. We're not spending time on working out where we can pull things from, where we can content aware, where we can grab and merge. None of those things. It's taken me just a few seconds just to do that, and the image is going to look perfect. So then of course we can just make a crop. So I'll keep it to the same ratio. We can come in. For this image, probably centering the dog is the best option. He's looking dead on at the camera, so I think compositionally that works nicely. About there. And now I can just finish off the edit, filling in these frames, making sure that if you've used parts of the other image that you don't get these hard edges down here like this. So on your mask with your brush, we're just going to soften those edges and remove those hard lines down at the bottom there. So I will work on finishing that off, and I'll show you the finished image. I will quickly show you content aware and how that does this, just so you can see the problems we'd be facing here if we did not have that blank frame. I didn't expect it to be quite that bad. I did think it might find some trees, but even if we patch this and bring it over here, it's still not amazing. You know, we could refine this a little bit further with, you know, with a bit more carefully mirroring and selecting and things like that, but still not ideal. This is the best way to do it. That's basically it for this week. If you are working with dogs on leashes where the owners are in the images as well, get into the habit of shooting a blank frame, because it's going to save you so much time and hassle, and it's going to save so many images in the long run, which you can't save by using content aware or any other methods. So hope that's helpful. I will see you again in a couple of weeks for my next editing toolbox, and have a great week, guys.